should drive us to be singularly focused on the Lord and the task that he has at hand. So how do we make the most of every opportunity, daily and effectively? Paul gives us some thoughts in the book of Colossians. As you're reflecting on these passages, it's important that we understand a little bit of the background. Paul is writing to a community of Christians here that have had a strong heart for the Lord and are seeking to serve him. This is not like many of Paul's other writings where he's rebuking and correcting the saints because of their turning away, because of their serving other gods. But Paul is in prison. He's probably counting his days a little bit, knowing that his time is short. And so Paul heard that the Colossian Christians, who had at one time been strong in their faith, were now vulnerable to deception about their faith. There were those that were coming in, and primarily they were talking about the deity of Christ and questioning Christ being God in the flesh. And so he wrote this letter to encourage them, to make sure that they understand that their theological belief in Christ was steadfast and sure. That they would embrace all that God had for them. And to understand, even if they're going through trials and tribulations, it's but for a moment. It's temporary. That these light afflictions are not worthy to be compared with the eternal weight of glory that will be revealed in us. So the letter, however, takes readers far beyond these issues of deception. Paul cared deeply that all of his readers, and even us today, would understand the context of their lives within God's story. That you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and that God has a divine purpose for each and every one of us to impact the world for Christ, to bring eternity out of mortality, the temporariness of this world. Our lives are intended by God to have meaning and purpose. The moments are savored a little more when we are making the most of them for eternity. And when we're looking at the landscape of the temporariness of this world and so desire to savor every moment. When we are caught up in the busyness of the days, they can feel fleeting, like we never have enough time. And the truth of the matter is, we don't if we fill it with temporary things. It'll always feel fleeting. It'll always run past us. See, we only have enough time for the eternal. We only have just enough time for the essential. And so it should help us clear out the path a little bit and become singly focused on the Lord and his plan for eternity. It should give us hope. It should give us peace. It should give us joy. Knowing that even the good times, that even the not so good times, it's all temporary on this side of heaven. And that we can focus in just a little bit clearer, a little bit better. Not get distracted by the good things and the not so good things of this world.